Ik zal hem maar gewoon eerst even op record duwen dan.
People do that. It's so crazy. People have a job doing this. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't do it for me. Oh wow, 4K. Oh goodness.
Ja, we hebben gewoon beeld.
Oh wow, you're gonna see all of my pores.
Heel goed inzoomen. Heel goed inzoomen. Nee.
Try me. Clock me, bitch.
Oh, was het lekker weer.
I know, it's really hot. I can't. I tried, but I can't. This is fun meme.
Oké, hoe gaan we deze Shark Talk eens beginnen? Ik doe het even beginnen in Nederlands. Wat
Sure.
jij prima verstaat.
Of course.
Ja, dat wil ik. Maar we hebben afgesproken dat we dit in het Nederlands en het Engels gaan doen. Ergens tussen switchen we al.
Exactly.
Ja. Want dit is Shark Talk nummer 55. Alweer. En ik mag weer in Amsterdam zijn. Gewoon net zoals de vorige Shark Talk. Toen ik me nog erg afvroeg, wanneer ben ik weer in Amsterdam? Ik ben er nu gewoon 2 keer in 3 dagen tijd.
This is where the life is.
Is dat zo?
I don't know, man. It's also a place of lots of despair and loneliness.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
It's fabulous here.
It's always great to be in Amsterdam. It's
It
always
is.
great. But
Yeah.
it's like such a difference between Limburg, where I live, and the city, like Amsterdam.
I know, yeah.
But same for Rotterdam, for Utrecht a little bit less, but yeah. It's
Yeah.
still city life. It's so different. I
It
mean,
is.
I walked here from Olympic Stadium to your place, and it's such a different feeling when I walk the same 15 minutes in my town
Yeah.
or walking here.
Yeah, shit is happening. People are busy. People are always busy in Amsterdam.
Yeah, and they're always working here
They're
on the
always
street.
working.
Yeah, there's always.
Oh my god. Yeah, like really, they do that.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
maar
Was that too loud already?
No, not at all. No. And if it is, it is. I mean, it's not my ears. It's the people that are listening.
I'm sorry, people.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do this quietly. They're quiet outside. Oh, they're really quiet outside now.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the truck is gone. Yes.
they're respecting us.
Yeah. So we can start this podcast.
Yes.
55 with Jake.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. We never spoke-ish, I think.
Yeah.
But I saw you on stage making
Yeah.
pictures of you and listening to the great music you put out. And then I followed you somewhere online and I was like, let's see what is doing and what's keeping busy.
Yeah.
And it became from just a performer on stage to so much more. So I was like, yeah, maybe we should talk.
Love that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here, and I'm really happy you wanted to do this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's talk into a microphone for hours.
Okay, let's start the timer. Koen, if I'm a little bit late, sorry. I'm gonna record a second podcast today, so it's gonna be
Ooh.
traveling to The Hague.
To The Hague. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's okay. I still have time enough, so we can talk for hours.
Oh my god.
Like all the
Now I
Shark
did it.
Talks.
Now I said it.
Now we have to. If you don't have any more talking, you can do the ASMR things for hours, and we
my
fill the
God.
rest of the podcast with
Super
that.
gross.
You eating blueberries and
Yeah,
things
exactly.
like that. Great mic for that. And we have video with it, so it's gonna be.
I did my makeup for you guys. Leave a like, subscribe. I don't know what happens with all of this, but yeah.
I'm gonna put it on YouTube and Facebook, and of course for all the audio platforms like Apple, Spotify, such things.
Yeah, shameless plug.
Yeah, of course. I have no problem with that. I mean, the people that are listening found us already. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
so that's easy.
Thanks for tuning in, people.
Yeah. So if you want to see the room where we are in, you can watch on YouTube, Facebook. And if you just want to listen and you're seeing us now, like, I'm not gonna watch this for hours. You
Oh,
can
God.
go to Apple or Spotify and just see yours.
Exactly.
That's the easiest way for all these podcasts to be found, of course. Yeah, where to start? Let's start at Eurosonic
Okay.
because that was a great start of the year.
It was, yeah. It was the second time around for us. Um, we were there last year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yes.
2 years in a row.
Yeah.
It was great. We were a bit like nervous about it because we were scheduled in very late.
You were the headliner.
We can say
Yeah,
that.
you were closing down.
But also like the location because we were like in that hall
Yeah.
in the entrance hall, and a lot of people were like, "Ooh, this is like the graveyard place. This is where people just leave or like are way too drunk. It's gonna be horrible." So we were not really feeling it in the beginning
I can
until
understand. Yeah.
we were on stage and it was fabulous.
But that's good to have that feeling in the beginning and finding out what works and what doesn't, and
Mhm.
being on stage and making it together with people. And Eurosonic is an amazing place, and the
Well, we were on Noorderslag, huh?
exactly
Yeah.
the fourth day called Noorderslag, and that's the Dutch part of Eurosonic where all the
Yeah.
Dutch talent are performing and showcasing themselves to Europe
Yeah.
mostly. Most
Well,
of Europe, some
exactly, for the people that stick around for
Yeah.
that day. But like Eurosonic is mostly international, so there's like a lot of bookers and organizers for festivals and stuff like that from like in Europe, the
Yeah.
entire continent. But then Noorderslag is mostly like
Dutch people.
Dutch people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But playing there is great because even if people are drunk or leaving, they're seeing you.
Yeah.
While other stages, you have to go into the room. Maybe the room is full, so you don't see it.
Hmm.
Everyone will pass you by anyway.
True. And
So-
hopefully like talk about it on the way home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the last sound they hear, and the sound of Fata Boom, because we're talking about Fata Boom.
Yeah.
It's so explosive. It's so energetic. It's going out with a bang. Literally
Exactly.
that day.
Yeah. Boom.
But the first time I saw you guys was Mandala Festival
Hmm.
because of Hubi asked me to be the photographer there that day.
Hmm.
And it fit in my schedule. I was like, yeah, why not? And I saw you on the roster, and I was like, this is the band I want to see. The rest is all good. I mean, great. But I heard of you before. I listened to you before, and was like, okay, I finally gonna see them perform. And that's one of the marks that I always have.
Yeah.
I want to see people perform because album is nice or recordings are nice, but doing it live is always a different thing.
And it also depends on what kind of music. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's like a singer-songwriter, I would appreciate the album more than a live performance because I would be bored as fuck. But like, you know what I mean?
One girl or man sitting on the stool, and
I
that's
mean,
it. Yeah.
there's plenty of those. And I do not want to watch that for an hour. But like our music, it's already like hyping up, it's party music, and it's fun because like in the media, we're very much like praised for the way that we are very like extravagant and out there and energetic. So a live performance it catches the vibe way more.
And it did.
Yeah.
It was a hot day.
Oh my god. And that backstage was horrible. There was no shadow.
No, there was one container you can dress in, and that was it.
And like a metal container in the sunlight. It was
Yeah.
even hotter than outside.
Yeah, but you had to change somewhere.
Yeah.
So that was the room you had, and that's it. But performing in daylight or performing in a festival, is that the place to be for Fata Boom? Or is it more like you want to go underground, small?
It depends. I mean, for me it really depends how the crowd is. Like what we get back. Because sometimes we're on a festival at like 4 in the afternoon and I'm already thinking like why would people even like do that? But I mean, sometimes we're really busy, so then we have to go to another gig. So I get it. But I think our music is the best like on a festival late night. I love the underground like club tour we did as well,
Hmm.
which was a little bit more like small spaces with like 150, 200 people. Um, I don't know. It really depends on the crowd. It really depends on what we get back. Because sometimes we're like in a huge room and there's only, I don't know, 150 people in front of us, but they give us everything they have. So it's a
Hmm.
great party. And sometimes it's like a shitload of people and it's a bit like, yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, you there?
what's that
Yeah.
on stage?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's where you play between those two places. It's or underground or that festival vibe, of course.
Hmm.
Um, with the album out, with the tracks killing it online, it's amazing to see uh, that the live show is even better. It
Thanks.
it gives so much energy. But then you get the comparisons, of course, online because where the fuck do you fit? It's
Yeah.
like, does this belong in the charts on the top 10, or is it more like the festival music only, or do we recognize it from someone else because that's not you somewhere between MIA and the Antwoord, somewhere
Yeah, it's
in
weird
that
because
ranking, but it's
our message is very much like we don't want to be labeled and stuff like, and it's really like it's really working. Like people have no clue
yeah.
what to do with us. It's I mean it's a shame because for example, I think that if I would listen to the radio, I would love to hear our music, but our the radio is just like not that interested, I guess. Um Live it's really working very well. It's yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult sometimes to put a stamp on someone you cannot stamp or
Yeah,
label, you know.
but promoters and bookers love to do that
Of
because
course,
you need to
yeah.
sell something
Yeah.
and you need a label for that. It's
And
like
what I really appreciate is the fact that, you know, within Holland you have a lot of bands and for example in the Popronde you have like I mean, sometimes I consider it shady, but you have like, oh, this band is the new this one from last year. And for us, like, no one can compare us with any Dutch act at
no,
all.
no.
So every comparison that they make is like international and really big names.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It helps. And you said you named the Popronde. You played a lot of shows there.
Yeah, we did.
Um, that helps spreading the word because you come everywhere in
Yeah.
Holland. It's for the people that don't know Popronde. It's a festival, but then spread out of 53 dates, and it goes everywhere from the top north to the south. So,
Hmm.
somewhere I think Maastricht is also on the Popronde.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's
and
Heerlen.
Middelburg.
Yeah, so it goes cross country, and that's amazing to see new acts. If you never ever heard of them, it's amazing because you are the first to find out.
True.
And there are most of the times 10, 15, 20 locations in one city that
Yeah.
are having live music on that day, and that makes it great.
And it also like it varies. It goes from like clubs to concert halls, but also in like
The library.
the library or stores or
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
yeah. So it gives a great taste of the upcoming new music that's coming to you the next few years
Yeah,
on festivals or clubs
and it
in the
really
next year.
works
Yeah,
as well because we still have people coming to the show like, oh, we saw you at Popronde there or there or
yeah,
there, which is nice.
yeah. It's good for the name. Um, there are three people on stage.
Mm-hmm.
You are one of them. Huh. Duh.
Hey.
One is making the music.
Yeah, that's Ollie.
He's playing guitar, doing the keys, jumping around. What else did he? Yeah.
He has a Moog.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that one.
He has everything, and he's standing somewhere between you guys, but you're also running around. And then you have the another vocal artist
Yeah.
standing on stage, with also a lot of makeup, a lot of dress, a lot of clothes, a lot
Yeah.
of things. Um,
Unrecognizable,
bald,
always
yeah.
wearing a mask.
yeah. And then you have you. I mean, for the people that are watching, you dressed up for today.
I put on a little
bit.
makeup.
It's even more on stage. But that means you're are. I mean, we're chatting before this podcast already, and you're doing your makeup. You will perform 45 minutes and doing your makeup for 45 minutes. and she does that as well.
Hmm.
And the guy in the back is like, "Oh, no, I have my hair. That's all." He
Well, I
doesn't need
mean, he
to-
has gorgeous hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has like
yeah.
really long dreadlocks. It's awesome. Yeah,
But for you two, it's like that's also part of the show. Doing
absolutely.
your makeup, doing
Yeah.
your clothing, looking the way you look on stage.
Yeah.
How did you came up with that being part of the show? I mean, for you, it's all. We will go back in days or in a
Yeah,
few.
for
but
me, it was around already. It was I decided this a long time ago when I started as J credit. So like the look, the makeup, it was all part of it. But for her, as she already had some history within the music industry, but did not want people to refer to that in the career of Fata Boom. She wanted to be unrecognizable, which is also, I mean, I appreciate it because, especially when you're a rapper, people really zoom into you and like want to see like, oh, is this believable or not?
Mhm.
And I think it was a good decision to start off with like a clean slate and see like I'm gonna do this as I'm okay because that's her stage name now, without anyone like comparing me to what I've done in the past, you know. And yeah, the whole look, it just she also really grew into it. It's a transformative thing, and it gives a person a lot of power. It's, you know, doing drag. It's putting on a new persona to make you feel stronger than you already are. And I think it really like transferred to her as well because I've been doing this for so long, and I'm of course like helped her out a little bit with makeup tips and, you know, handy dandies when it comes to fashion. I mean, she has her own very like distinguished style,
Mhm.
but I know a lot about like performance looks when you're actually on stage and like what is handy and what is going to be in your way and how can you like do a quick tearaway. And I don't know, I don't know, I feel like I helped her a little bit in that way, you know, how
Yeah.
to become this different character.
But then you have two characters on stage,
Mhm.
jumping around, singing, rapping, uh, enjoying the crowds, hyping up the crowd. That's hard on stage.
Yeah.
I have one question from the people that are on Instagram, and they were like, "Why the fuck don't you wear pants?" But if you're dancing that much, if you're sweaty that much, is it just easier to not have pants on,
Well,
or is it part of your persona at that moment?
I mean, it is part of the persona, I guess. Also, like, for people who really like wonder, like, why is he not wearing pants? Like, why do you fucking care? Like, why?
It's just a question.
Yeah, I
Don't
know.
blame me. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no, no.
to the
But
people, why not? But
I've been hearing this for
Yeah, of
so
course.
long already. Even before I did J Credit, um, I was a dancer and I would wear like really short shorts just to like show off my legs, which is not because I'm like proud of my legs, but as a dancer, you know, you want to like show your lines. And people would be like, yeah, huh, but I was wondering, like, where are your pants? I don't like.
No, but I can understand it's more comfortable or something, or it helps on stage to move like you do. I mean, going around the stage so much and
Yeah.
dancing so much, it would be just annoying at a certain point.
Yeah, and
But
also for me, I consider what I do very gender fuck. So it's like not masculine, it's not
no,
feminine. It's very much like everything mixed together. And I don't know. I like to show off what I want to show off, and that's mostly like my legs and my chest and my ass.
let's flow into that now. Not to push Fata Boom back, but um, you came here from. No, that's the wrong start. When you came to Amsterdam,
Hmm.
you went to the how do you call it school? The
Yeah, performing arts.
performing
Yeah,
arts. Yeah.
University of Performing Arts.
And you made J credit there. I read somewhere.
It started off, yeah, in
Yeah.
my last year. Yeah.
And was that like directly, this is the person I want to be on stage or when I perform, or is that also somewhere you have to grow into or find your own ways? Because the way you look, I'm not into this world. Let be clear about that. So I will ask maybe a few stupid questions, but I hope it will. Are you okay with that? And it helps me to understand it better.
Absolutely.
Um, or is it just like, okay, I want to be this, so I gonna wear this makeup, this dress, or this hair, and I just do this? Or it's like, let's gonna try it. I mean, performing arts is also of trying things, of course.
Hmm.
How did you became J Credit in that part?
Well,
Maybe is that's just a question. But
like the name came up in my third year of school because we were doing this like small production with our class, and I found myself doing like all the production work. And afterwards, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take credit for that. And my actual first name starts with a J, so Jake Credit was already super proud of that. It's a fun name. It's like I'm still proud of it. And then when I was in my fourth year, which is like the year we had to do internships, I was first in the musical theater field. I did Flashdance the musical. What a feeling! And then afterwards, we were done with that, but I still had like 4 or 5 months until my graduation, having already like gathered all my points from that one internship. So I could just sit on my ass for 5 months and just graduate. But I was like, okay, well, this is boring. Let's make a show. Let's make a performance. And some kind of way, it became like the birth of J Credit. I think I was just very much inspired by, going to school in Amsterdam, going out a lot in the queer nightlife, was so new for me. I come from a very small village in Belgium. So I saw so many like vibrant colors, people wearing crazy clothes, being naked, performance art on stage. And of course, I was also inspired by Lady Gaga. Duh, Mother Monster. So I just was like, okay, let's put this all in a little kettle and cook up a little brew, like a little witch sauce. And that was Jake. And it was very trashy in the beginning. I'm very happy with that. It started off really trashy and not skillful. I was not able to do this gorgeous makeup yet. But it was just the jump. It was a leap of faith. Let's do it. I want to do it. Fuck what people think. I'm just gonna fucking do this. And then I did the show, which was just one show, but I sold out, and the Amsterdam Fringe Festival picked it up. So immediately after that, I could like go on and perform for more people outside of my own circle. And in some kind of way, I was like, okay, I have other opportunities. I had contracts ready to be signed within musical theater. And I was like, you know what? I don't really want to be on stage for 2 years smiling with no emotion and just being in the background. Instead, I want to be like in the spotlight and do whatever I want. So I just like followed that path, I guess.
but in the theater world, you get on stage because of a musical or a theater piece or another production, of course. How do you go on stage somewhere else? If you, I mean, you performed in a club,
Mm-hmm.
and from there the rest came. But are there just clubs asking you? Is that also contracting? Is that
Well,
how
in the
does it?
beginning, it was really okay. I told myself this is so bad.
No, that's
Um,
good. It's good to tell because we want to share.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When I started doing my show on the Amsterdam Fringe Festival, I met a woman, Daphne. I worked a lot with her. She's very fabulous. She's a theater maker, an actress, and she was like, "Hey, are you interested in like making a theater piece with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." guidance. Um,
Yeah, the fire guys pass
yeah,
by. Yeah.
sunlight is harsh. Um, and she was like, okay, but I want to do like some research before we make the show. Um, so we decided to perform in the nightlife, in the gay nightlife. Um, thank God she was a very smart businesswoman. So she was like, we're not going to do this for free, bitch. I'm going to ask money for this. So we started off in Club Nix in Amsterdam. And I don't know, from that point, I was like, okay, this is where I belong. This is where I feel at home. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to pursue this. So I told myself, okay, I'm gonna go out for a year, but like a lot. I'm like only gonna go out, go crazy, party, but after 1 year, I need to have everyone that I need in my network to actually like work from this full time. And I did. I partied along. It was crazy. I drank a lot. There were some druggy nights. But I always like remembered who I talked to, what we talked about. And I was that bitch like the day after, like, hey, that was fun. So we were talking about this.
Smart.
Yeah. And so after 1 year, I knew everyone that I needed to know in Amsterdam. Started working at Supper Club where I work a lot. Um, yeah, it just like build it up from there. And I mean, I guess the first 2.5 years, it was literally selling myself to every person that I knew. Like, I am Jake. This is what I do. This is what I can do for you. And at one point, after like 2.5 years, people just knew me and knew how to find me. And I didn't have to do all of that anymore. So it then just like kept on going.
Wow. That's just. I mean, I always have to translate that to the music industry, of course, because that's what I know. So that's easier
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to count back. And then indeed, if you are know enough people and enough people know you, then the ball starts rolling, of course,
Yeah.
and then you can flow from there. But if you go to the supper club, um, is that once a week? Is that twice? Is it how many times can you perform
It it
before it?
it depends. It depends. It's like a monthly schedule we get. Um and for example, right let's say I perform there about like 10 times a month. This week is Gay Pride, so I'm going to be there like 4
Yeah,
days working at night. And I mostly just um do the hosting, I do some interactive entertainment, and then I close the night off with like a main act where I sing live. And it's fabulous.
that sounds amazing.
It's really fun
And
because now they have this concept. Okay, this is so stupid. They have this concept. It's like plastic in the future and plastic pollution. It's very interesting. And they have um, a picture of me morphed into an alien head. And that's like the narrator of the night. So there's like a video in the beginning of the night, and I'm like speaking in this alien voice. And then at the end of the night, right before I perform, there's like my face huge on the wall, just speaking like, "This is the last act, enjoy." And then I come out and like twirl and sing.
oh,
It's so
cool.
stupid.
But that's very creative. That's very that's a performance in total. I mean, that's the whole evening. They are hearing you or seeing you in a
Yeah, and like
form.
for the people who don't know, Supper Club is a restaurant. Eh?
Yeah,
So people come there to have dinner, and then there's entertainment throughout the night. There's DJs, so it's like a full experience. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The I started to know the Supper Club only from the albums back in the
yeah,
days,
the
and
house
yeah,
albums. Yeah,
indeed, and afterwards you understand what more they have. But yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
starts somewhere. It's a really good name. I mean, people in the industry know it, of course. But if you have the whole evening something to do. I
Mhm.
mean, you're from the start to the last act.
Yeah.
Do you how do you say that? Design it yourself? Is that something that comes from Supper Club, or is like
Well, no,
you're on
like
the
the
creative part as well.
oh no. So the bigger picture is Supper Club. Right now we have Mark van Loon, who is doing the artistic.
Part of the evening.
Ik wou zeggen invulling, maar
Invulling.
I don't know how to translate that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maar so yeah, he's doing the artistic part within Supper Club now. So he designs like the full skeleton of the night, and then I'm that smart bitch that's like, oh, this is what I can do within that frame. So that's how we like create these evenings. We have so many amazing performers, like from pole dancers to aerialists to live vocalists to theater to fire to there's like so much cool shit happening, and every night is a bit different. It's really fun. It's great to have that as like a second home, you know, just as like a solid base for me to cash my money.
But that's a restaurant that's open 6 days a week, 7 days.
Right now 6 days
Six
a week.
days,
Yeah.
So and 2 days, most of times are for you.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
So the diversity between each evening is broad enough for people to come back. It's not like when they come back they see the same show that they did
Well,
last
that's
time.
possible, but then they would be like very unlucky.
Yeah, exactly. So there's enough chance to have something else every time.
Yeah.
And when you perform in a subclub, is that a stupid question? I'm the managing part, of course.
Okay.
Is that contract, or is that just like they can they ask you every month again and see where it goes, or it's
Well,
like
I mean, there's like an overall like contract, but not with any numbers
Okay.
or like I mean the general fees are in there, but because that's the same for every performer. But it's not like you have to be here these days. It's very chill like that. I mean, I get paid out with an invoice as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And if I would be done, I'm done. You know, I'm not tied to
Okay.
them.
So that gives enough freedom to do other things as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
don't tie
absolutely.
you down on you have to be here every Saturday night and
No. I mean, and they also know, you know, the management team is very chill, and they're also like, I mean, they're colleagues of mine, but I've been there for so long. We're just like pals, you
Yeah.
know. So if I'm sending in my availability for a month and I'm just like not available a lot, then that's the case.
Okay.
I mean, they have plenty of performers to give the crowd like a great show, anyways, you know. Yeah.
so that's good. That helps you to do other things as well. It's a nice bridge. To yeah, sorry, it's so bad, people.
You did that.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do it once. That's the only thing I'm looking to a bridge, people. Because you host not only in the supper club, but you also host on festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, and that's a really stupid question, I know, but I have to ask to just give the kader. Is that on a certain stage? Do they ask you for main stages, or is that more like this is the more extravagant stage thing, and you can go there? Is that really a thing, or
Well,
is it
I mean,
just,
I think it's quite obvious that if they ask me, they know me and they know what they're gonna get. So I hope that is like on a nice spot within the festival. I mean, last year and the year before, I did the Zwarte Cross
Mhm.
in Gay Café, the Kast, which was the only place I would be during that festival because it is horrible. It's so not for me. I mean, they have like the gay place, but it's very much treated as like the carnival of the festival. And even then, I mean, I read articles about this year,
yeah?
and
It's, the firemen are going to save a kitten, I think.
this is Amsterdam, okay? A lot of people, a lot of places burn down, okay? Oh, it's like around the corner.
No, he just drove the other way, and now he's driving back. So
Oh, it was the navigation that fucked up.
oh,
That's not very helpful.
but pretty possible.
That was so bad. Shit, what was I saying?
the gay bar in the
Oh, yeah.
gay,
I mean, I tried
because
to be on the festival terrain, but I just couldn't manage. It's just like homos. It's. I mean, I guess within like the area that the festival is, it's like they're progressive, but that's like progressive when it comes to farmer life. Like there's still a lot of very racist like slurs thrown around, very a lot of homophobia. It's I'm happy that I didn't do it this year.
yeah, there were some complaints. It started somewhere. Someone was posting about a banner. Seven Alias picked that up, and then it went viral and it
Yeah.
gets crazy. And they were talking about in another podcast as well about this is good, this is bad, is it still possible? Because in the mind of the festival, they are really free about everything. So is this bad or is it good? And how to work from to the next year?
You know, actually, fun story. Okay, this is like the little tea moment.
Ooh.
So I was performing in Supper Club last week or the week before, and one of our guests, there was like a cute gay couple, and one of the guys was in the production team of the Black Eyed Peas, um, and they performed on the Zwarte Cross this year, and he was like, "Not doing that again. That was just horrible." He
From the backstage perspective, or
Yeah,
just
and like the
the
production and like he really did not feel that that was a fun crowd as well. He was like, Jesus Christ, those people were just so fucked up and there was no energy. If I'm just like, okay, interesting.
I went to the Zwarte Cross twice, once. I think once, and I understand. I mean, I'm not feeling at home at most places, so for me, it's like I'm always in between everything,
Okay.
and I understand that a lot of people are not gonna feel at home at Zwarte Cross, and I understand that Zwarte Cross wants to go forward, but people are just not ready that are
No,
there,
and I mean,
and that's good. Just keep there and do your own stuff, but don't go
and also,
too
like, if you
far.
want to go forward, do
Yeah.
it the right way, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, don't go using racial slurs in a humoristic way, which is not
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It's just it's no.
But it's for them. It's like, okay, if we do this, it's progressive. It's kind of fun. We can do this. We can come out with that. And this is just like, no, nope. Do it right way or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And there's a small middle ground, but it's really hard to catch that one. And for a festival like that, I mean, they grew from a really small festival with a lot of bikes to a major big festival with a lot of stages with a lot of different sounds. And then you want to embrace everyone. That's just impossible, maybe.
Yeah.
And they tried, and that's good if you try, but you can fail. And they
Well, I
did
hope they just like
learn.
amp it
Yeah.
up next year. Just like, whoa, this has been in the media. We're shook. We didn't know. I hope they didn't know. I hope this was just
Yeah.
like ignorance. And I hope they learn from it and apply their newfound wisdom
Yeah.
next year.
And if they do, that's great. If they don't, it's stupid. It's foolish. If they don't,
Exactly.
I mean, this is your chance to renew and make a step forward for everyone, including your visitors,
yeah.
because they don't learn. As you said, you don't feel safe. You don't feel at home in the rest of the area, and same kind of things are heard about this year again. That some people got attacked and stuff like that because they look different. It's like how, and
Yeah.
then maybe that's one of the parts that I want to have later on in the talk, but.
Whatever
I
you
know
want.
you're really open to everything, to
Sure, yeah.
these kind of talks, and for me, it's like blowing my mind about how is this still possible. I mean, uh, I'm everyone that sees me, I have different color, but I grew up in Holland, and it's like not feeling at home at most places. But seeing racism from both sides because a lot of people don't accept me because I'm black, not black but brown, and the other people that are brown are not accepting me because I'm too white. So it's like it's a different um, um, ground there. There are different stages where I can be in. But for you, you being on stage, being in the spotlight means you're wide open for the crowd to
And vulnerable.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the better word for it. Um, to hurt you, to literally hurt you. How does that go around for you? I mean, Amsterdam should be open, but we know that it's not that open.
No, we still
but
have a
the
lot
week
of work to do here. Yeah.
and the Pride Week is one of those things that are to make it a better place. But for you on stage as a performer, if it's Fata Boom or something else, or somewhere else, yeah. How is that? How can you manage that? I mean,
Well, it's back in the day. I really like didn't pay attention to it at all. I didn't mind. I was like, fuck the world. I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and I didn't care about anyone's opinion. Until last year, there was this moment. We had a Fata Boom gig. We were in Hilvarenbeek, and
back in the days it was the middle of nowhere, and now it's a pretty big place for festivals.
yeah, but we were not on the what's it called, the big escape. What's it called? What's there?
That there are some
The
festivals.
Great
somewhere
Escape is there, right?
yeah, and you have also Huat. I think there's now and some
Yeah,
other
we were
things.
just like on the square of the village.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it was a huge stage, but it was just like an open festival for that village. And there was this one guy, or even more, who thought it was funny to like throw like, let's say, a half of a cup of beer like directly towards me. I was like, okay, whatever, drunk guy, let's just keep moving. Until he left and came back 5 minutes later with like a meter, you know, those like meters filled with cups of beer, and showered just me with all of that beer. And I'm talking like this, I was drenched. I was soaked. It was disgusting. Like, it was a huge stage, but my third of the stage was drenched. It was wet. It was actually the first gig I ever did with Fata Boom without heels on. Thank God, because I've like could have broken my ankles. And when that happened, it was just, it was very weird. Like, it was at the end of the song, so we finished the song, and I was like, okay, I told Amo and Oli, like, I'm gonna talk now. And it's really weird. I gave a motherfucking speech so fluently. I think it was like always in the back of my mind, just like in case these scenarios would happen. I made the decision to continue the gig, which was a mistake. Because after like 2 songs, the beer started drying up. You start thinking about it way more. I started seeing groups of guys in the crowd and like creating conspiracy theories in my mind. It was really, really horrible, but it was only more horrible the morning after when I woke up with a huge hangover because, of course, like I wanted to drink the pain away. And our manager called me and was like, okay, so do you want to tell the organization anything? I was like, no, they did what they could do, whatever. He was like, okay, everybody knows who did it. Do you want to tell that guy something? Because then they can deliver that message. And we already knew that that guy later that night, first of all, got beaten up by a group of guys. I don't know these people, but like, thank you for doing. No, I'm kidding. Like, don't bash people. But they like broke his nose. Apparently, he came back to that festival and was like so annoying that he got arrested and spent the night in jail. Karma, bitch. So I was like, you know what? This person probably is not open to be schooled. So I was like, nope, I don't want to share anything with this guy. Whatever. I'm never gonna see this person again. And then the third thing my manager said was like, oh yeah, and it's on Dumpert and it's gone viral. So within a day, there were like over 115,000 views on a short video of me taking a beer shower with all the fun comments below.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had to keep going because like I had 2 gigs on Down the Rabbit Hole that weekend, so I was like, go go go. I wrote a message, I posted it, like taking credit for it and posting the link as well, being like, behold, this is the world. This is what happens. And of course, I got like so much love and support in return. And I turned it around, and at the end of the day, it was like, I don't know, more visibility for me, I guess, to put it on a higher platform. But from that day on, like really something struck me, and like I've I've dealt with a lot of anxiety after that, especially when I know that it's gonna be like a festival with like no entrance fee. It's like come in, it's for free, yay. I don't know, they're just like stupid trigger points. If I see the crowd, I'm like, late. I don't know.
Who's
Last
gonna be the person that will?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, in the beginning of this month, we were in Texel, and it was like the third gig in 24 hours. I was exhausted, and I saw the people there, and I was like, "This is gonna be horrible. This is gonna go down." I know, and eventually, it was fabulous. It was amazing, but yeah, it really created a lot of anxiety and fear because I know that I put myself out there and I put myself on that stage. And if people want to, like, I don't know, bash me or throw beer at me or disrespect me, like, in any kind of way, they can because I'm there. Um, of course, it's in our contract right now. If anything would happen like that, we can just, like,
Get off stage and
exactly, fuck off. But yeah, it feels like a huge task because within Holland, within the music industry, there's not a lot of guys or girls or or trans people that are very like to the forefront with their sexuality or with their um, like
they're less visible
yeah,
to the main crowd, main
exactly.
stages.
I mean, I really like put myself out there, and it's quite like visible that I'm a gay man. Um, so I feel a bit like a pioneer sometimes. I really feel like an activist when I'm performing with Fata Boom, because we're almost all the time performing for a mostly straight crowd that are going to have to deal with it. You know, let's hope. So yeah, I really see it as my kind of protest, just to be on stage.
But being that open and I mean, you're talking it with a lot of energy and a lot of love in your voice, and that makes it awesome because you can think about it, of course. But it's does it hurt you personally? Is it like on stage is an act or partly an act? It's I mean you grow together, of course,
Yeah,
but is it like I need to find another way out? I mean, performing is a way out of who you are and performing, but now some other thing came on that path.
yeah.
Is it like
I mean, it did. Of course, it did hurt me personally. It was just like um, somebody would break into your house. It's like you're like the walls are gone. Like it's very. I don't know. I felt very small, and yeah, absolutely. After that moment, there has have been a lot of moments that I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Why do I put myself through that anxiety every time? But then when I finish the gig, I know exactly why.
yeah?
It's I don't know. It's weird, man. It's just it's so great, but it's also I mean, it's performing is the thing that I love the most, but it also brings the most fear in my life. So it's very double-sided right now. It wasn't like that at all in the beginning, but now I'm really like aware about it, and it can really I don't know. It
But is that also maybe um, and that sounds like a blame. Don't let me not in that kind of way at all. But being in a club in Amsterdam is a safer place than being
absolutely.
out there.
Yeah.
And when you joined Fata Boom, did you think about that this was possible, or that something can happen like that, or did that already
At that
happen?
point, no,
Okay.
because it was never a thing that I had to think about
Until that point.
until that point. Yeah, and I mean, of course, before that, there have been moments that guys were like, "Oh, homos, homos," but I know exactly what to say to that back. But when something gets physical,
Mm-hmm.
that was very new for me. I can be very like sharp and harsh with my words, but I've never fought in my life. I've never punched my fist into someone's face in my life. I'm so not that kind of person. But then something like that, something physical like that happened to me. I don't know. I was shook. I was really like I didn't know what to do.
I was in the arena 2 days ago. Well, there was the soccer match between Ajax and PSV, and PSV they called the Boeren.
Okay.
And one of the things they were singing are, and then I'll translate it to English, but farmers are gay. And I'm sitting with a friend of mine, she's a lesbian, and I was like, what the fuck? How can 50,000 people scream something like that?
Yeah.
It's still like, why? It's like, I don't understand it. I don't understand, but that's my same thing as well. Why not gay people or in the LGBTQ? Yeah, did I
LGBTQIA
say it right?
plus.
Yeah, no, yes, I said it right. Um, why none uh, of that group, then I call it a group, it's not a group, but yeah, are walking with the Pride as well, and doing things like that. I still don't understand, because why don't you want? I understand why you want to do it, but I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It's like, I will explain later, but um, being in a room like that, I mean, it's arena, it's 50 freaking thousand people, minus the 3,000 PSV fans, of course. But it's like insane how people are still can scream that. Why
Yeah.
it's allowed? And I'm like, I can say something to the person next to me, but she's not screaming as well, so that's good.
Yeah.
But the rest is like, you're not gonna hear my voice in a place like that.
No.
But why isn't uh, um, a club like Ajax are making a statement about that? They're still screaming things about Jews. They're still screaming about gay people there, and that's a big crowd you can
Yeah.
change maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of great Ajax songs from the past, and there you can scream that with no problem. But there are certain things that like still. I mean, it's
Yeah.
2019, almost 2020. When you have the Pride Week this week, is this for you like, okay, this is also a moment for me to get my voice heard? I mean, this is a podcast, not 50,000 people here.
Literally
but
what's happening right now.
yeah,
Getting
but
my voice heard.
yeah, but is that also a moment for you that like, okay, I'm gonna look for places that I can tell this, because in a Pride Week it's more acceptable or something, or is it like,
That's that. I get what you mean, but that's not the way. I think at all. For me, every gig is
is that
like
moment?
feeling my pride. I don't need a week for that. I don't need an event for that. I don't need a boat parade for that. I do it when I decide to. Um, but about the songs and all that stuff, I mean, it's just really blended into the culture. It's really harmful and it's really bad. I do have to say, like, of homos or anything like that. I don't see it as a curse word because yeah, you're right. I'm gay. Like, what about it? It's just the intention that it's
Mm-hmm.
said with. Um, I don't know. I don't really care for the football environment, so.
That's good. I mean,
But it is, yeah, it is. It's very problematic, especially because there are so many young kids watching it, and it is really like a part of their education if that's what they hear, and if what they see is that it's okay to say stuff like that or shout stuff like that, because a lot of people are doing it. And I mean, what's the asshole's name that old douchebag who always like talks about the football.
He has the same last name as I am. I have. So,
Derrickson. Yeah. That piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not you, but
No,
that
he's
piece
not
of
related
shit.
to me in any way that I know of, so that's good.
But that's the problem with like today's time, I guess. A lot of people that, for example, all those football players, they're not, in their mind, they're not influencers. But still, they have millions of followers on Instagram and Facebook that Derrickson, Johan Derrickson
Yeah.
is still, yeah. I mean, he doesn't look at it that way probably, but he has so much influence because a lot of people see him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a shame that those people get paid. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they
him
get paid.
then. They get paid to just share their homophobic opinion, their racist opinion. They get paid for that. That's their job, to just sit there and say shit like that because, oh, it's him. It's crazy.
But it shouldn't be acceptable at all. But still, there are forces of power that are allowing it,
Yeah.
because you can make it not turn away, but you can turn it down. I mean, it never goes away. That, I mean, I understand that some people will think different. That's okay.
Mm.
But now it looks like the masses are okay with it. Well, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because if you
what do you think? Like Donald Trump came to power and he just shares whatever the fuck they want. So of course, all these people are now like, oh well, he can do it. He's a president, so I can do it too. Like, it's cool to be racist again. It's cool to be a homophobe again. They really like they were silent for years, but now it's like, oh well, that dude is doing it. Fuck that, I'm doing it too. It's really they're following trends. They don't know, even like politicians, they don't know, but they're influencers like that because everybody in the world, like almost no one watches the news on television. They all watch it on social media on their phone. It's a huge power. They don't see it all that way, but yeah, they get paid to share that horrible opinion, and everyone else is now like, well, I can shout homos if I want to. It's fine.
it still blows my mind. I mean, it's not. I see it, of course, from a different view. I mean, I don't have that shouting at me, but of those words shouting at me, but other things. And it's like, it's still strange that it's still okay. I mean, you can raise your voice, but it's not the masses that raises the voice. And it's like, we can change things, and it's like, I don't understand everyone. I don't need to understand everyone, and I don't need to understand everything that people are doing. But on these parts, I was like, maybe we should. And then you have, of course, the media that names it that everyone has to be inclusive and things like that. It's not like, no, you don't need to be at a certain festival that's not for you. I mean, Milkshake was here last weekend, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to go there if you don't want to. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's not needed. If you don't want to go to the Pride Week, you don't need to go there. I mean,
exactly.
But you still don't need to hurt other people.
If you're watching, like, if you're on a festival and you see Fata Boom perform and you don't like it, walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
No one's gonna like be angry at you for that. Just turn around and leave us alone.
Yeah. Go somewhere to eat for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
No problem.
Exactly. Just don't be in my fucking zone then. Don't harass me with your opinion. Like, just do it somewhere else. I don't need to hear it.
But still, some people are thinking they need to post it.
Yeah.
And I mean, post or shouting it out.
And that's. I mean, I know how I put myself on stage. It is also. It's not subtle. Like,
no,
I am
not at all.
My body and my look are screaming it out, but still, like, that's my right to do. And if you're not okay with it, fuck off. That's why I said, like, I see it as activism. It's really my kind of protest. I think everyone has their own like little purpose in life. um, and there are like different ways to perform that. And what I do within Amsterdam, it's it that's not like, I mean, it is my purpose. It's what I love, but it's not like the main purpose of my life, because it's in a safe environment and I know everything's gonna be fine. But I really felt like starting off with Fata Boom, I felt like, wow, this is what I like have to do. Show this to Holland and abroad, that this is what exists for a long time already, and it's fine. And if you're not okay with it, then well, that's also fine. But I don't need to know about it. And you know what? Like really having like people having their own purpose. For example, Jennifer Hopeless, who's like a very known drag queen in Amsterdam. She's also like an activist. She got denied by Uber drivers a couple of times, and she just like took action. She fucking like took it to this like city hall, like talked it out, and eventually now they're gonna introduce a discrimination button on the app Uber because of her. And it's people like that that make a change. And I'm not saying that I'm like a person like that making a change, but that's how I want to see it, you know? Because if I can make a change, and I am, like, there's so many straight dudes who after a gig are like, whoa, that's so great. Like, I didn't know that I would be into a guy's ass. Like, I know, stupid shit like
Yeah.
that. I feel like, you know what? I changed someone's mind for the
Yeah.
better.
And it doesn't need to be a whole crowd. It's just the few.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a start, and it has to start somewhere, and it better be with a
Absolutely.
few people than all together in once.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy as
And
well.
especially like
Yeah.
in during the popperon in like the smaller towns, like just seeing like the little gay kid in front of the crowd, or like, you know, just like those people that don't fit in or feel left out, and then they see someone on stage who like is part of their community and they feel related to, like, that's, I love that. That's why I do it, you know. I don't care if there's 10,000 people, as long as I like touch the heart of 10, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy.
And what are you gonna do this week? I mean, in the Pride Week,
Yeah.
so which hearts are you gonna touch this week?
Oh my god, I already
No, you-
regret saying it.
No, but you're gonna perform in the sub club.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Supper Club on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
So I
and
need to upload the podcast right now. Okay, no problem.
do whatever you feel like, babe.
No.
And then on Saturday, I have 2 gigs with Fata Boom. One is on Dam Square here in Amsterdam, and then the other one is, I think, Tispel Pop.
Okay, yeah,
That's somewhere in the south, right?
yeah, I know the name. Yeah,
Like a fucking far end. But yeah, we have 2 gigs, and I'm so excited about it. For the rest, I am just gonna rest. I need my voice this week, so I'm just gonna sleep a long time every night, and like eat healthy, and that's it. Yeah, if I can, like maybe I'll do something cultural, because like the art and culture program is really nice this year. But no partying. I don't party anymore. I
No,
don't drink
yeah.
anymore.
but that's how it goes. If you're a performer, if you're a singer, you need your voice. You can't party every night.
No, well, I mean, I did.
Yeah, but
I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but with a band like Fata Boom, it's impossible to do that every night.
Oh my god, yeah. If we have like a day with 2 gigs,
Yeah,
like
it's
I
hard,
feel
yeah,
it the day
yeah.
afterwards. And the day afterwards, I need to like perform a Broadway classic and like a pop song with a lot of high belts. So it's gonna be a lot of tea. So I feel so boring saying it, but
No,
like,
no, not at all. Because a lot of people think everything in the music industry is rock and roll, but it's totally not.
no,
It's the
absolutely
opposite.
not. Yeah.
Because most of the people are getting more professional these days, and they think about everything: how they
Yeah.
look on stage, how they sound on stage, what kind of mics they use, what kind of technician they have with them, or not at all, or lights. And it looks for me. I mean, I live in the industry for a couple of years now. I think 15 or something. I saw a lot of things, but also a lot of things change because back in days was just a lot of beer, and I was like, okay, just give me a couple of waters, a good tea,
Yeah.
and I'll drink a beer at home. And that's it. I'm not drinking at all, so for me it's like also always a different
Well,
story. But
I used to be a huge boozer.
yeah,
It was really like I was the drunkie. I was
uh,
always the drunkie, but
uh,
yeah, living
I'm,
the
uh,
healthy lifestyle now.
yeah, I'm sober for years already, so it's like still strange when I see a lot of people that totally wasted. But
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
I know. I was
Um,
hosting one of the milkshake after parties on Sunday. Bitch. I came like I arrived there at like a quarter to 11, so a lot of people were leaving as well. It was like the zombie apocalypse. I mean, these people looked so colorful and like glitter everywhere, but their faces, they were very intense. Yeah,
Telling something else.
exactly. And then I'm just like, well, that's sober bit, so let's survive this night. It's intense. I don't do a lot of stuff like in the nights anymore. Only if like
Fata Boom is playing a night.
yeah, or if like friends ask me to, because this was for Supernature, and if, for example, Trafa Mafia would ask me, I would gladly, join and show up. But I've done the nightlife for 4.5 years, every week, till like really late hours, lots of alcohol. I'm getting old.
You're not old. Getting old. Yeah, everyone is getting old. That's how life goes, of course. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but you talked a lot about Amsterdam. You're feeling home here. You have a lot of things to do here.
Mm-hmm.
But now seeing more of Holland with Fata Boom,
Yeah.
but also cross borders.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's
Finally, it's happening. Well, I
yeah,
mean,
fun.
it's starting.
It's starting. Yeah,
Yeah, we were performing. Oh yeah, no, that was a great escape. Because the big escape is the one in Hilvarenbeek, right? Or
it's the Big Escape, not a TV program.
I don't know.
Something like that. But something in Hilvarenbeek, and it's not Wuha.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something from Mojo, but still.
No, so we were performing in Brighton. We had a gig in Berlin this year. We had a gig in Brussels, but they cancelled.
Happens.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, it's starting off. I'm excited. We need more. We want more now. I
But
mean, I love Holland. Don't get me wrong, but after 2.5 years, like doing a lot of festivals and a lot of gigs here, I'm ready to like take it up a notch. Like
you,
move on.
if you go into Holland, going to every club in 2 years, you had every club, you had every festival you could play.
Yeah, I mean, we
And,
still have
and
to do Lowlands and
yeah,
like Pink Pop or stuff like that, but
yeah,
um,
but that takes a while. That's not like in the first
exactly.
round. Yeah,
Yeah.
but playing outside of Holland, does it give it a different feeling? Is that a different vibe that's around people because they don't know Fata Boom? Some people in Holland already do, but
I don't know.
playing,
I guess it's pretty much the same because when we're performing on festivals, there's also a lot of people in the crowd that are not coming for us or that don't know us. So it's a bit the same. It's mostly like the first couple of songs, just like they need to get into it. They need to see if they can accept it or like if they're down with everything. And then if they get it, it's just like a nice party.
but then you're in Berlin, Brighton. Um, there are a lot more
We did
play.
Cannes as well. We were in Cannes last month.
But I mean, it's like there are some places. Is there anything on the roadmap that is gonna happen after the summer, for example?
I don't know.
You're
I
gonna see
mean,
it in your schedule.
well, there's been like um, interest from France. There's this event in Rome, but I don't know if anything is like solid already. I think I'm just like focused on surviving the summer, and then we'll see what happens
See
next.
whatever got booked after Noorderslag.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really like for me, and I know for sure that the rest of the band really agrees with that. Like, next step is also Eurosonic.
Yeah.
Like we did Noorderslag twice in a row, which is already like something that doesn't happen a lot.
No, no, especially not for. I mean, Dutch band is playing once at Noorderslag, do a 2 year, 2.5 year run from one album that is released just before, just after
Hmm.
Noorderslag, and then 1 year off, and then you come back. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, for playing it twice, it's incredible. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity, but now I'm like, okay, we need the other people to help us further now.
yeah.
We need the international ones. So I hope like the end of the year, maybe like some new singles coming out,
Oh,
and then like let's do Eurosonic. Cause I wanna travel, bitch. I wanna be that like
I saw.
glam life, jet lag life.
Was it on your Facebook or your Instagram? Something about Japan?
Yes, I
What
got
was
booked
the?
in
Yeah.
Tokyo. Yeah, it was insane. It was this party called Fancy Him, which is a queer party in Tokyo that I've been following a long time on Instagram. We've been chit chatting for like over a year already. Like, oh, maybe next year there's gonna be a moment. So, you know. And then in the beginning of June, like I don't know, like the day after my birthday, they were like, "Hey, so are you available the last weekend of June?" I had some stuff, but I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, it was already immediately like, "Oh my God, fuck, freaking out. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna travel alone." Um, but it was amazing. I mean, talking about like a real culture shock. Because I mean, if you go to New York, of course it's like different, but still the way people interact with each other, it's very Western. It's
Yeah.
something that
You
we're
can
used to.
understand them.
Exactly. But in Japan, it's like a total different ball game. It was amazing. I was only there for 4 nights, so the entire trip I was jet lagged.
So no recovery time at
No
all.
recovery time at all, and of course I wanted to like explore, but it was so great. I got treated as a superstar. um yeah, it was great. I'm never gonna forget it.
What did you do there?
I was booked for 2 live sets during the event, so like I did 10 minutes, 10 minutes during the night, where I performed some like pop songs covers and then make them my own. It's basically what I do in supper club. But it was so amazing.
But they flew you over for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah, they flew me
That's the
over.
that's a good lifestyle.
I know, they booked like 4 nights in a hotel for me. I didn't have to pay anything. They were like, no, 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 you're a guest. You're a guest.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It was so cool. It really is. It's like the wildest thing I've ever done in my life.
But with Fata Boom, you perform 45 minutes, an hour, maybe a bit longer if you have a club show.
Hmm.
But for this, it's 10 minutes full on going, going, going. And
Yeah, yeah. Also in the supper club, my
yeah.
acts are about like 7, 8, 9 minutes, something like that. And it's just like giving your all, and then you're exhausted afterwards. It's really weird because like with the Fata Boom
Yeah.
gig, when it's so long, I mean, you have to divide your energy and you have to like gradually build up, and it's a huge workout. I mean, we're done after a gig. We're done for. It's very
Yeah.
exhausting. It's super draining. We jump up and down for an hour. I used to wear heels, not doing that anymore because it's just breaking my back and my ankles. I used to wear corsets, not doing that anymore. I can't breathe for life. So I'm a little bit more comfy now, especially if we have those long sets. And if we're in like a room which just gets really, really hot, it's very draining.
But that's for me. It feels strange just to perform 10 minutes, fly over for 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. I mean, that somewhere someone there knows about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
they
thinks,
sure do now.
they sure do now.
I killed it. I was like, bitch, you better like
But that means you have
do this gig and make them love you because you are all the way from Amsterdam. So let's do this. And yeah, no, I'm it. They loved it. It was really fun.
But that means that, or means it could mean that they ask you more often.
Hello. I
More.
totally did my little like talk. If fingers crossed, you guys, if there would be like a bigger sponsor or if they have like a collaboration with like a bigger venue or a big festival, Fata Boom is definitely on the list. So I would love to take the band to
Oh,
Tokyo. That
with
would
the
be-
bands,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Even solo, I would go back.
of course.
And if I go back, like I'm staying. I'm not gonna be there for like 4 nights. I'm making it a whole month. It was
That would-
really it was amazing.
it would make me more sense to be there a longer time.
Yeah, so I can actually like enjoy instead of just like
Sleeping.
fighting the the fatigue and all that stuff the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, but it's really cool that because for me, as I said, I have no idea about this culture and how it works. I heard Fata Boom. I listened to Fata Boom. Cakes the Killer, someone from I think New York,
Okay.
make same kind of vibes, and for the rest, it's like I never enter that world. I mean, it's
No.
not coming to me, so I have to look for it. I know that that's how it works in the underground music, of course, but just not looking for it right now. And
Yeah.
it's like that. There's also a culture in Japan somewhere, but it's everywhere, of course. But how do you connect to the rest? Is that just your Instagram, or is that?
Well,
How
I
do you-
mean,
how do
in
you-
in this case, it was, yeah. I mean, within like the queer umbrella, there's this just this like safety net that you can sort of trust, and also like I did my research about the event, of
Of cour-
course,
yeah,
you
of
know, and I know that there were a lot of like queens from Drag Race who performed there, or just like people within the like gay community that are very known, have a lot of Instagram followers, or perform in LA a lot, you know, and they get flown in. So I knew it was legit, you know. Um, but I don't know. I'm not very. I'm kind of new to this whole taking myself abroad thing. I mean, I love it, but it's very stressful though. It's very intense. Just to like fly there and lie that you're not gonna perform and be like, yeah, it's a headpiece. It's for Harajuku. I'm going to visit it, and it's just me being fabulous. I'm not gonna work here. I'm not gonna work here. I'm not gonna work. No, no, no. I'm not working here. It's very stressful.
Okay, I have 2 questions, and I'm gonna forget the second one because I'm gonna ask you this one first, and
Okay.
so that's not helpful in my mind. What's the difference between the queer scene and the gay scene?
The queer. I'd say the queer community because it's way more inclusive. Gay is just the gays, but queer is just broader. We see the entire LGBTQIA plus community we can call like the queer community, because queer is just it's a broader term.
Okay, but what you do is not directly part of the gay community, but it is part of queer community then.
Well, it's just like we don't use the gay community anymore. I mean, yeah, we
Everything
do,
is
but then
queer
we're
then.
only talking about gay men. We're only talking about cisgendered gay men, which is very just like pinpointed, you know. Then we would talk about, if we're talking about Grindr, for example, we can talk more about like the gay community. But the queer community is just way more inclusive.
So that's just the umbrella you meant for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, but dressing like you do is drag then,
Yeah.
and that's part of the queer umbrella.
Well,
But it's a whole different scene.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the beginning always, because I used to be more femme with my looks, would always, especially within the music industry, ask me if I'm a drag queen. No, I am not a drag queen. Being a drag queen takes a lot more work than I put in. Believe me, I would not. I would not want to shave. I don't want to tuck away my junk. I don't want to buy expensive wigs. It's a whole other game. Like totally. That's not what I do. I do drag. Drag is a form of art. Lady Gaga does drag. It's just a way of elevating yourself to for a performative moment. Doing drag is performance. Being a drag queen is also like a pinpointed thing because you also have drag kings, you have bio queens, you have like a lot of different terms even within it. But doing drag, like I do drag, it's a way of doing drag.
Okay, I try to understand that. It has to flow into my mind. Sorry for that. Yeah,
No, no, no,
I
it's-
don't know. I don't know it, so I have to ask it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how it
yeah.
goes.
No, I mean, I
That's why I
think,
have this podcast as well to ask things.
I mean, even within our like culture and our community, we're also learning. We're also like trying to be the best versions of ourselves and trying to be as inclusive as we can. So it's like using the right terms about that is very important because a lot of people would say, yeah, but this like whole gender fluid and non-binary thing is new and like why is it now? It's been around forever, okay? These are people that have been existing forever. It is just now that people have been using a term that they feel comfortable with, and put that on a bigger platform. It's not a new thing. Being or saying the word queer instead of gay when it comes to like the community or anything like that, it's something that we wouldn't have said 10 years ago. It would be like the gay community this or gay pride this, but we learned as well. So now it's Pride Amsterdam. It's not Gay Pride Amsterdam because it's not just for gays, you know?
Yeah, that I understand. Yeah.
And then the whole drag thing, just see it that way. Drag is a performance art. That's it.
Yeah.
It's something you get into it, you prepare yourself for a stage moment. There's a lot of people that think it's only drag queens. Even then, that is for a performative moment. They are going to host or an event or a club night. They're going to be on stage and perform. It's a way of perform. It's a sort of performance art. So it's also a very like broadly used term. I mean, Troye Sivan, you can say he also does drag. He's just wearing normal clothes and stuff, but still, like he gets into it. You know, he gets ready for the gig. It's yeah.
So that makes it broader than just one, as you said, pinpointed on one thing. It's
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I would want to like label what I do, I would say it's like gender fuck. But I mean, I don't know. I always like I never say I'm gonna get in drag. I always say I'm gonna get in Jake.
but that's also for people to understand it a little bit better or something.
Yeah. But I mean, I could say I'm gonna get in drag because I will be getting in drag, but I am not a drag queen.
Okay.
That's I mean, yeah, there's a lot of terms and I understand it's very confusing for people, but just think okay, Lady Gaga, her name's Stephanie, when she wakes up and she's having her, I don't know, eggs and bacon or anything like that, she is not in drag. She's not Lady Gaga, she's Stephanie. when she gets ready to perform, she does drag. Like she gets into drag and becomes Lady Gaga, and that's her way of doing drag. So and that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like my real name is not Jake,
Yeah.
but I get into Jake.
I think it's amazing how good you can explain it. I mean,
I mean, even for me, it's very, like, it's difficult. These are not, like, things that I have to explain a lot,
No,
you
no.
know?
no, but you can understand that for me, the other side of the table, it's not understandable if you just see one part.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more of that, and I'm always um, 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 admire or adorate. How do you say it? Adorate.
Admire.
Yeah. Admire and yeah. How much work or how much energy you put into this, and
Yeah.
it's like I don't need to understand everything you do. I mean, that's not my job, but it's good to understand a little bit more, or get to know you a little bit more, and understand maybe a part of the community a little bit more how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were at your Sonic, we were in one how do you say cabin? No, cabin's the wrong word. Just
Like a trailer? Like one of those dressing rooms?
no, 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 no. We were with a group of colleagues from school,
Okay.
students, and we rented a small house thing,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
then at a park thing.
Zo'n blokhut of zo.
That exactly. The one with the fireplace as well.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was really fun, and they were watching a drag queen race thing on
RuPaul's
Netflix.
Drag Race.
That
Yeah.
one. And they were like, you need to watch this. And I was like, I need to work. That's something else. They have fun time.
Well, that's what they say in the show as well. You better work.
Because we are recording podcasts as well there. With some of them, you can still listen to that on this channel. But it's like I had to edit them and online them and made pictures. So it was like a whole night of work for me, and they could do something else. But I told them I don't understand it. I just don't understand it, the program and how it works.
Well, then
And-
watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I tried, but it's like not going into my head with enough rest or not with a not open mind, but with a block for myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not understanding it, so it's easier to not watch it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the easier part, of
And
course.
I understand, like,
But-
it's not in any kind of way a, like, show where you will see like how a day-to-day life of a queer person is. I mean,
No.
it's a
It was
it's
shouting
a TV
to each
show,
other
you
and
know?
being mad at each other.
Yeah,
That's the part that I
it's
get.
reality TV,
Yeah.
but I do like that they show, like, the backstories of these people, and everyone has, like, their own different story to tell. I mean, it's not just like, I'm fierce, I'm wearing this gorgeous gown, and that's it. It's also like, oh, but
Little bit
wait,
more
this is
storytelling.
where this comes from, you know? And I think that's, I mean, it's a good way to show the world that we're cool.
Yeah, I never said you weren't as cool. No, but it's like, of course, it's good that it's been on a platform like that, because then it's more available, of course, for people. And let's bring it back to the Pride Week. It's available for everyone. It's a free event. You can come to Amsterdam. It's going to be pretty busy,
Yeah.
I heard, but still, you can come and you can watch and you can learn and talk and
Yeah.
do other things as well. As you said, there is more than just the Candle Pride, of course.
Absolutely.
If you are here with Fata Boom on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
and performing there, I understand you have to go to Tispel Pop as well.
Uh-huh.
But is there a how do you say it? The stage is on the Dam,
Yeah.
so that means a lot of people that are not coming for the Pride
Yeah.
are gonna be there as well.
Yeah.
Is that also how do you say it? You need to be there for Fata Boom, or you need to be there for you as Jake on a stage like that. Like, it's this open in my own city. I want to be there to
Okay,
own it?
like that. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm very happy that we're gonna perform there, and I think it's really cool because within, like, the queer community, there's not a lot of events that actually book live acts, or there's not a lot of money for like actual live
Yeah.
acts. It's mostly like DJs and performers. So I'm really really excited, and I've also like never performed on Dam Square. So hell yeah, let's do that with the band. Um, but it's not that I feel like, oh, I have to be there to represent. I mean, during this week there's going to be so much representation in the city. So I mean,
But the Saturday is the most important day on the
well,
biggest
it's
place.
the yeah, it's the like the biggest like how do you say that? Het is gewoon het meest bezocht,
Yeah.
de zaterdag.
And not only from the one community, it's from everyone.
Yeah, and I mean it raises awareness, and of
Yeah.
course the Dom's gonna be filled with straight guys and straight girls, and let's hope they present themselves as real allies of the community and
Otherwise, you don't
behave.
go to the Pride Week, of
Well,
course.
I mean,
Yeah, but
really,
with Hilvarenbeek, it's more closed and more, or Zwarte Cross is more closed.
yeah, true.
And this one, you don't go to Amsterdam on this Saturday if you don't need to be there or don't want to be there, because it's gonna be that busy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like,
yeah.
oh, I go a day of shopping, because you're not gonna do that on that day.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna be fine. There's probably gonna be like a nice atmosphere. But do you understand what I mean? Like what, like if I would be performing in fucking Hilvarenbeek, ugh, I hate that. I feel like my task is larger
Okay.
because there's not enough representation there. But like on Gay Pride,
Yeah.
like we're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I understand.
Like the pressure is not that high, but it's also high because it's like my city and I
Yeah.
love it. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
It's weird to explain, but you get it, right?
No,
Yeah,
I get it, because as you said, there are so many um, people already.
yeah.
The representation and the things that are being said that day or performed that day already.
Which is very necessary,
yeah.
and needed more
Yeah.
often than just like a day or a week. But yeah.
Cool. I think we should wrap it up here.
Okay.
Unless you have a few questions, but for me, it's like I think I don't understand everything, but I understand more already, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I do have a question.
Oh,
like
ask.
when you were like probably doing your research, and you were like looking at pictures, and of course, like you
Looking at pictures, I make the pic.
or yeah, I know, but I mean, there's like there's more of us, to see, or more of me to see. What was your initial thought of me? Like, was it like, oh my god, wow, this dude's crazy, or I don't know, like what was?
Oh,
your,
for the
like,
first
your
time I
first
saw you on
impression?
stage.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was the Mandala Festival.
Yeah.
As I said, that was the first time I saw you. I heard Fata Boom before, but I saw you. The band on stage. That was my first. The backstage impression was the first, of course, but still.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, besides the music, I mean, I listen to the music first. That's how it goes. But being on stage like that, being so open, being so in the light, I can only admire. And as I said, I think it's awesome that I could see that day, and that is existing. I mean, if you don't show me it, and it's not only for you, but for other people as well. If you don't show me, I would never know.
Yeah.
And for me, I want to know more about the music industry, more about life, and the fact that I walk around too less, or not living in the city, means that I'm more closed down because I don't get it to me.
Yeah.
And I want to enter it more. And for a lot of things, it's like I enter that, I know I don't want this, and it's gone. Then it means I'm more open to everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
So seeing you for the first time on that stage and seeing you after perform, I think I saw you 3 times, 4 times now live,
Okay.
something like that. And it's like, it's on point. The music is great. The act is great. You being um, one of the, I mean, all 3 are so centered. Even it's like um, not always being in the spotlight, because it goes to one of the others as well.
Yeah.
Um, but being there and doing you, I mean, it doesn't feel like an act. It's not feeling like the fake, and you need that mask. It's like
Yeah.
it's real. It's there. It's open, and you get the people with you. I mean,
Yeah. Well, we needed a moment. Like in the beginning, people were thinking like, "Oh, this is a shtick. This is like a gimmick. This is not gonna last." But no, we're like
I
not kidding.
I mean, that's my expertise as well. Looking a little bit more forward and looking more past to the first impression, of course. I mean, for the music industry, it's important to just not look to the first single or what you hear first, but look to the more complete package in that sentence. And I was like, yeah, this is an act I could love. I mean, I like MIA with their sound and the Antwoord, of course. Still, that's in comparison. Sorry, but it's like that fits in, and it's just a new part that I can get into my mind and put it somewhere. And every time I talk to people, not every time, that's a strange word, but when I talk to people, and it's like, just look at this band or look at this person, you, um, look at what you can do. It's not only being a singer-songwriter sitting on a stool and that's it, but you can do more. Even with small songs, even with a smaller band. I mean, Fata Boom isn't the biggest band in the world yet, so it's like you can start somewhere, you can do something, you can change things, and that's why what I get from you from the first time or even after that I saw you perform.
Yeah.
So that
We're on the mission.
Yeah, and from total different ways. So that's only that's good. And as I said, this podcast, and I said it before in the podcast as well, I want to know more, and we need to talk, and we need to share our life, our information, the things we know, the things we love, and the things we want to do and to express. And that can go in a lot of directions. I mean, for me, shouting for when Ajax wins is also an expression, and not everyone needs to do that. I mean, that's also a different thing.
Yeah.
And my struggles is with, I like a lot of things, so I need to find the ways I really want to go and what I don't want to know and I do want to do, and things like that. So it gives me more headspace to go forward. But that's more.
Aww, you're learning.
I'm
you're
learning
doing
people.
it. It's a millennial.
I'm not, I don't know. With my age, I don't know if I'm still a millennial. But yeah.
I actually have no idea what his age is, so let's just see that as a compliment.
Yeah. No, I hidden it on Facebook, but I can try. I mean, most of you will know by now anyway. But I'm 33 now.
Yeah,
so
work.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like, I understand that not everyone is on this point where I am now, and not like the rest of the students where I talked a lot with the last 3 years are on total different space. I mean, 10 years younger, you will think differently. And when people are older and you talk to them, they have a different point of view as well. So it's only good that we have so much differences. But if we're not open about it and we are closing ourselves down and not being honest to each other, then we as a society are not gonna go forward, and then you have the problems we have now. So we can change it, and if this talk will help for others that were listening to this talk, are like, oh shit, yeah, really, maybe it starts with Fata Boom, maybe starts with with the Pride Week, or going to something that is opening your mind not only with this topic but with the other topics as well.
Yeah,
it will help you going forward.
No, absolutely, and I really believe like interviews like this, or just like talks in general, it taught me a lot as well, just like how to use the right terminology, like how to not offend people, because it's very difficult not to do that these days. But you know, it's informative, and you learn about it, and you can just like put it in your ears and be on a bike and learn how to live a better life.
Yeah. And every little bit helps.
Exactly. This will not be a little bit. This will be a lot.
This will be
You're-
1 hour and 40 minutes, people.
You're welcome, guys. I hope you learned a lot.
I did, and I want to thank you for telling me this all and answering my stupid questions.
Thank you
And-
for asking me those stupid questions.
Yeah, they need to
Yeah.
be asked. So yeah,
Absolutely.
and it better be me than someone else.
That is your mission.
Yeah, being the first to know this all.
Yeah, exactly. You are so enlightened now.
I don't have my Endgame shirt on today.
Oh
but
my
yeah.
god! I saw it twice in the movie, and I really want to see it again. It's so good.
I'm not gonna tell you how many times I saw it. We'll do that after the podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sweetheart.
I'm gonna release it as soon as possible.
Cute.
But if you heard this, it was released, and I go on to the next one.
Oh my god!
And
Yes.
I'm gonna release it as soon as possible as well.
Nice.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sun, for not shining too much into this room. That would be
Yeah, we had some nice wind.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is nice, and I'm wearing short hair, so.
Yeah. So for everyone that looked at the video, thank you, and yeah, up to the next one.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.